In this video, we're going to show you how email integration works within TopBuilder Solutions. What we mean by email integration is capturing the history of all your emails inside of TopBuilder Solutions for your clients when you're emailing from outside of TopBuilder Solutions using Outlook or Gmail. So the first thing we're going to do is do a quick demo of how it works, and then at the end we're going to show you some troubleshooting tips. Okay, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a lead real quick. I'm going to pick on this one. And then I'm going to go to that lead and send them an email. Okay, and I'm going to do that by clicking on the envelope here next to the email address. Now, email integration works when you're doing this type of email, which is a one-on-one email, when you're sending a newsletter, when you're sending an email campaign, or through automatic emails through the auto responses or emails that go out as part of a follow-up plan. So I'm going to send a quick email. Okay. Now, you'll notice here there's a checkbox that says capture replies in the history. I'm going to leave that checked. And I'm going to go ahead and send that email. Now, you'll see that that email is captured right here in the history with the subject saying email sent to the name of the contact, the email address from TopBuilder Solutions. Okay, so if I go to my email, I will go see that. Here we go. Now, what you will notice is when I hit the reply button, automatically the tracking email address, which is capturehistory@topbuildersolutions.net, is included on the reply automatically. And then now I'm going to reply to this email. And you'll notice that automatically in TopBuilder Solutions, you'll see that you have a reply. It doesn't happen instantaneously. You need to give it a little bit of time, but it will be picked up and loaded into that client's account in the history. So you'll see it. It will look like this, and you'll notice that in the subject of the email, or the subject of the history, it says email reply from Dave and Jill, the client, and then it says to the person that is originated the email. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the history there. I'm going to go back to my email, hit send and receive. Oh, okay, I've got a reply. This is my reply to the original email. Now, if I reply back to that, if I said reply all, I will also add the tracking email address to the receiver of this email. That could be in the receiver, the blind copy, or the carbon copy fields, and TopBuilder Solutions will pick it up and add it to the history. So I'm going to say this is my reply to the reply. I'm going to send it, and that will also be captured in the history. So what I'm going to do right now while we're waiting for these to be picked up in the history is I'm going to show you that when you go to the history for your client and you want to see the email conversations, what you can do is you can simply click on show email conversation only, and you'll see here that we have a list of just emails sent and emails received from the client. Now I can uncheck that, and of course I'm going to see all kinds of other history in there, phone calls, sending brochures, automatic emails, and other. But again, if I want to see just the email conversation, I can click on that checkbox right there. Or I might want to see just emails received, and I can select that option there under activity type. Okay, so while we're waiting for the history to populate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple troubleshooting tips. Now, the key to making this work is, of course, adding the tracking email address in the responses. So capture history at topbuildersolutions.net is that tracking email address. All replies need to include that email address. Now, if for some reason you're not getting the history for your clients, what we want to make sure we do is the email address that you're using to send emails is the email address that you have under your profile in Top Builder Solutions. In my case, it's davek@topbuildersolutions.com. And where you can find that is under Setup, My Profile. You can see you need to be using that email address, otherwise we don't know who you are. The second thing to make sure that you're doing, or the third thing, the first thing being the tracking email address to be included on your emails, is to make sure when you send an email that you're sending it to the client's email address that you have in Top Builder Solutions. In this case, it's daveknowles@gmail.com. And then you can see in Top Builder Solutions, when I go back to that client record or the lead record, that is the email address that I'm using. So that ensures that it's properly capturing the history, or those three things. So now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to see if we have some history here to show you. Going to the history tab. Today is the 14th. Oh, look at that. We've got the original email that was sent this morning right here. Email sent to Dave Knowles just about a few minutes ago. We have my reply. This is the reply to the original email. And then we have the reply to the reply right here. Okay, so that's really awesome, and it happened very fast. And then you can go look at the email detail here. And then one of the things that you'll also notice is this is the original reply. We stripped out all the original email that was below that reply so that your inbox is clean. You don't have emails stacked on top of each other, so you have to see a bunch of email text that's not important to you anymore. You only see the reply. Now, one last thing, if you get an email from somebody and they did not include the tracking email address on that email, what you can do, and I'll go to one of these emails that I got from the client here, is let's say they replied, but they did not include the tracking email address. Just pretend like it's not there. What I can do is I can forward that to the tracking email address. And what will happen is it will recognize that it was a forwarded email, and it will make the sender the client and the receiver you as a Top Builder Solutions user. And then it'll strip out all the extra information in that email and only show you the reply. So that's it. I hope you find this video very useful. Let us know if you have any questions.